Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Malinga Sise of Herb and Harvest Organic Farm. For all of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am so grateful. And for those who have not yet, please, let's consider subscribing. Click on that notification bell so that you never miss out any upload. Share this video, like this video, give me your comments down there. Tell me which country you're watching me from and I'll be so grateful. Today I have a very wonderful topic, and that is how we can store eggs and feeds in our poultry farm. Eggs and feeds are the major core of this project because you find that it is the feeds normally that brings us down, and it is these eggs that lift us up, because the feeds require money to purchase it and the eggs always bring in the money to buy the feeds. So these two move hand in hand. So as you're planning to start this project, just know eggs and feeds are very important in this project, especially for someone who is going to do the layer birds. So that's why it's there. It's say, okay, let us see how we can store these feeds, how we can store the eggs, because if feeds are not well stored, you find that they are wasted, they end up caking, and that is really not good. And even if these eggs are not well stored, well handled, you find that it is all losses to the poultry farm. So please guys, let's stay till the end. Let's share and discuss how we can store feeds and eggs in our poultry farm. Thank you.
Di mana? Adi.
Today, I want us to look at something very important, and that is how you can store your feeds and the eggs in the poultry farm. These are two major core of this project, because it is through these feeds that consumes a lot of money in the farm, and it is the eggs that we use there that we sell to bring the money that we purchase these feeds. So the two work to go hand in hand. So that is why whenever you're handling these feeds and you've brought them from the stores where you always purchase them from, please make sure you put them in a place that they don't get moist, or they don't get caked, because these feeds are fond of getting caked so quickly. So if you put them down on the bare floor, you find that they easily get caked, or even they easily get moist, especially if it is during the rainy seasons. And these birds are so sensitive. Whenever these feeds get moist, there's a way their smell changes. Even when they get caked, there's a way the scent change. First of all, it is also caked and it is hard, so it is not advisable to give your birds, because whenever you give the birds, and if the birds which are already laying, there's a way to retard on their laying, somehow it will change their laying. And if the birds which are still growing to aiding to laying, there's a way also it affects their growth, and they end up laying late, or others even end up not laying, because the feeds that are caked or or is moist always, it's now not healthy. Then also, whenever you bring in the feeds, make sure you put them where these rats cannot access them, because this is one also major challenge that we have in poultry farms. You find that in most farms there are so many rats. Even us here, we have so many rats, in a way that you put the feeds in the morning, you wake up, find when the rats have really eaten almost a kg of the feed. And this is not good, because also these rats, they give these birds some diseases. Even they are the ones that bring this fleas into our farms. Also, where you're putting the feeds, make sure these wild birds cannot access it, because you find that these wild birds always carry Newcastle disease. So you'll find day in day out your birds are affected by Newcastle disease, and you're asking yourself, why are the birds getting this Newcastle disease when you also vaccinate your birds? But these wild birds, whenever they access where the feeds are, please, they always give us these problems. So please make sure the feeds are always in a safe place. Even the workers who are handling the feeds, or even you yourself, when you're handling these feeds, make sure you always handle the feeds well. Don't scatter it down just like some people do, because the more you scatter it down, the more you're wasting money, and that is already profit going, and at the end of the story you'll end up quitting this project. So please, with the feeds, let's handle the feeds well, because these feeds are very important in this project. Even these same feeds, when it's time for giving the birds, always give the birds in the right way, because you find that some of these workers, or even you, the farmer, when time for giving birds the feed, since they are crowding on you, they are all full on you, you find that some feeds go down, so they end up pouring down in the inside the farm. So after when you just look around, you find the feeds are poured everywhere in the farm. That is already wasting of feed. So please, let's be careful when handling these feeds. So when we come to eggs, this is also another important thing that we have in our poultry farms, because it is through these eggs that we are able to realize our profits. It is through these eggs that we are able to buy these feeds, and it is through these eggs that we are able to get back our capital that we have invested in this project. So eggs, actually, it's really very important. And as we know, these eggs always are so delicate, they are so fragile, because anything small, you find an egg has cracked. Anything small, an egg has fallen down, and an egg has that is already lost. So we should always be very careful handling these eggs well. Normally, these eggs, always, when you keep them under very good condition, they can take you up to 5 weeks. But normally it is best to be consumed fresh from the farm, up to 5 weeks, but the best time is up to 3 weeks. But normally, when well kept and well preserved, sometimes some people put it in the refrigerators. So when well preserved, it can even go up to 5 weeks, or even up to 6 weeks. So make sure, if you pick the eggs from the farm, please always store it well. Don't just put it also down like the feeds. Don't put it down in the bare floor. Always have pallets down where you'll put your eggs, so that your eggs are always safe. And even after, when you put the eggs there, make sure that these rodents, like the dogs or the snakes or the cats or the rats, do not access these eggs, because these rodents also love these eggs a lot. Because I remember also, us in the farm here, we have very stubborn German Shepherd dogs that sometimes they access the store. You find that they have eaten some eggs, and these are all losses to the farm. So always make sure where you're putting the eggs, it is free from these rodents, it is also clean, and it is ready for the market to consume. And then also another thing with the eggs, you see, some people do not want eggs which are dirty, and some of us farmers, we do not know how to clean these eggs. These eggs, you're not supposed to dip it in water and wash it. Always, maybe you can just get this steel wire and you just rub it to make sure it is clean. But most people, they always put the eggs in the water. You find that it is eggs that are put in water, if not well preserved, those eggs will not last for long. They will start, you find they will start smelling. So normally, it is not good to dip the eggs in the water and wash it just like you're washing utensils. No, it is not right. Because you find also, most of these supermarkets that we supply, they do not want dirty eggs. So always, when you're cleaning these eggs, please make sure you're so vigilant. Just get a piece of maybe steel wire, or any piece of cloth that you're normally using for cleaning, and just rub it gently, so that you remove all those dirty things that are on the eggs. And then also another thing, these eggs, when they take some time with you, before you give it to the client, always make sure you check it if it has not started getting spoiled. How do you know these eggs have started getting spoiled? Normally, as a farmer, just pick an egg and you try. You just hear, if you hear it making some sound, just know that egg is already starting to get to get spoiled, because an egg which is not spoiled, even if you shake it, you will not hear any sound. It is always stiff inside. But when you shake an egg and you hear some sound, some making some funny sound, just know and that egg is already spoiled. Please do not give it to the client, because it will even spoil your market. So please, these eggs are really very important in our project. So we should make sure that always they are clean, always we keep it in safe place, always they are not accessed by these rodents like snakes, like dogs, like cats, like rats, because some of those rodents even bring diseases to us, the human beings. So we should not allow them touch our eggs. And then also, these eggs, whenever you pick them from the farm, make sure you count it very well, because sometimes you find that when you store your eggs, some of these workers, if you've not counted the eggs, they will end up stealing the eggs, which is not good. So you will end up day in day out, you will end up in losses. You're not knowing where the losses are coming from. Kumbe, the worker is the one stealing for you the eggs. So please, when you're starting this project or planning to start this project, always endeavor to consider these two things: the eggs and the feeds, because these two go hand in hand, and these two are the ones that bring us down. That is the feeds, because the birds will not bargain that today there is money, no money, we shall sleep without eating. The birds will have to eat, so you will have to purchase the feeds. And then also the eggs, it is something which is so fragile that needs to be taken care of very well. So make sure always you endeavor to make sure these two things are safe in our farms, and we shall all be good to go. So I am so grateful you've been watching this episode. Please, I hope you've learned something from it. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, share this video, give me your comment down there, tell me which country you're watching me from, and I'll be so grateful. And please, whoever wants to support this project, please, I have activated a super thanks. Just go down there below. You'll find a super thanks button there. Click on it. You can support me in any way you wish, and I'll be so grateful. Please, I'm so grateful you've been watching. See you next time. Bye bye.